This is July's Scrawlrbox, so let's get inside this thing and see what's in there. Alright. So it's like a little mouse has been eating at it. Look at that. So this was already out, so this is a Queenor eraser. And by my experience, you've got this rubber end for lead, and this end is, well, back in my day, was for a biro. And that's what it feels like. It feels all gritty, so we'll see if that's what it's for. Alright, so we have a bonbon fin lolly. Alright, let's try this, see what it is. It's a little bit eucalyptusy, only a little bit. It's like a eucalyptus lolly, but we'll find out in here once we open these. So we got the cute little sticker. Menu aside, what are these? Okay, I'm getting a little bit scared. From what I can see, I think that's, was it Derivan brand? Liquid pencil Rewettable. We've got it in a grey 9, a yellow, and a blue. Next we have some Derwent sketching pencils in a dark wash and a medium wash, and the dark wash is an 8B and the medium wash is a 4B. By this, it looks like it's water soluble. So we have a size 10 Scrawlrbox, obviously Scrawlrbox branded paintbrush. It is a flat brush, square brush. Bye bye. So this is, oh, it's mint. The lolly is mint. Still sucking on it. Okay, so this eraser here, it's double-ended. So it erases, obviously, that there's a normal, like the normal graphite, and then this one here erases the liquid graphite paint. So that's quite interesting. These are graphite-based paints. Here is the featured artist. Oh, I really like that. That is so dark and, you know, mysterious. So I really do like that. So here is the featured artist, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that name. There is all their social media accounts that you can go and follow once the camera decides it's going to focus. Camera! And here is the Clairefontaine Aquarelle Etival watercolor paper A5, and it's 300 GSM. Yes, I love that thick sound. So it's cold press, and yeah, the grain's not too bad. Like that's a pretty alright grain. Like I like working with, like I'm a hot press girl, so. I've just flicked over to the featured artist, and look at this. She does some really nice landscapes, and just really dark and very, very sort of wondrous and mysterious. So that's pretty cool. Like, you know, I might even, you know, take inspiration from this and actually try some sort of really cool landscape, because like I don't do landscapes very much at all, so this might give me an opportunity to do that. I'll read the tips and everything in there so I know what I'm dealing with, but first of all we will swatch these. First of all, we'll find out what the Scrawler challenge word is, and it is Mother Nature. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. So let's do some swatchy swatches on this cool paper. First, I'll go clear this out because that's disgusting. Clean water is good water. I've got 3 clean doobies in my palette, so we will put the paints in there. Oh, and by the way, anyone who wants to know about how this is going, it's the best. It's really doing what I want to do. It's like I have a ceramic palette. It's really good. I love this thing. So I'm actually in the midst of trying to find someone who wants to produce these for me and sell them. So you kind people out there, if you want one, you can have one. All right, so we'll do the medium wash pen first. So that's a really nice sort of grayish color. And now we've got the dark wash. All right, let's take this paintbrush and see how, oh yeah. Oh, this is pretty cool. Looks like they've got cool little flip up caps. How cool is that? I like that. How do you punch that? Because usually the lids have got little puncture things for them, but can we just do this? No? Die! Squeeze. Oh god, that's yellow? I didn't even use it through its lid. Why didn't I? Put a bit of the blue in there. Gray. Let's see how this goes. Curious to see how that is yellow. Okay, so it's got a yellow tinge to it, but it's still not overly like dominant. It just looks like it's got a very warm tone compared to the pencils. Okay, so that's a little bit more dominant. There we go. So it's like a cool gray, kinda. And finally, just the grey 9. You can really see the graininess of like the graphite in the, like a real grainy graphite-y kind of texture to it. And you know what, oh god. I am really liking all this. I'm digging this because this is a very dark and mysterious kind of colors going on here. So I'm really enjoying this palette. My idea for this is something that popped into my mind from when I did last Inktober, which was like this sort of statue that was covered in a lot of vines and shrubbery and plants. So I'm sort of thinking along the lines of that. And plus, like, what we could do is we could take some of the yellow and some of the blue and mix it together and, you know, make it green. Did that make it green? Kinda. But I'll experiment with that. Yeah, making a green I suppose the idea, I'll just do a quick thumbnail, is of like this human type, like tree girl, like I'll make her female, and she's made of, you know, she's made of trees and leaves and whatnot. So that's the idea I'm sort of going towards. How I'm going to do the rest of it. Like I might even make her like the bottom of a tree, like sort of take inspiration from here and have like roots and that, and then have like a bit more of the background, and then have like all these sort of creepy trees coming in, leaves and just a really sort of creepy forest vibe, I suppose you could say. Anyway, I'll make her creepy as shit, so I'm thinking. So like her head's going this way and her body's twisting this way, and yeah, I think I'll run with that, I think. Just make something like that. So yeah, I suppose the next thing now is to go and put this into a final illustration. I forgot to test the erasers, so I decided to do that now and found that it didn't really rub out the thick sort of paint layers, but a light wash, perfect. So I knew from that stage what I was going to include into my picture as well, with that effect with the rubber. So I taped off the borders and I taped it onto one of my very small cutting boards, because when I tape something down and tape the borders, I don't like to tape it to the desk. I like to tape it onto something so I can move it around if I have to. So that's why I do that. Not always have I taped it to this, but I'll use anything that I can to tape the paper to, so I can move it around and move different, so I can just, you know how you can spin the canvas if you need to. That's what I like to be able to do, so that's why I don't stick it to the desk. Now I used the medium wash to sketch this picture out with, and it wasn't a bad sort of pencil to sketch with, but yeah, if you had to rub it out, yeah, it wasn't real good. It's really badly smudged because they are very thick lead and very soft sort of lead and water soluble. So I kind of wish that I used a normal lead pencil, but I tend to try and use what comes in the box only. But yeah, I ended up mixing this piece with a white gel pen to give some outlines and all that. But I must admit, like, this was a very cool medium to work with, but it sort of scared me at the same time, because it's something that I really like to work with. Like I really like to draw things in pencil, and this really gives that effect, but it gives that effect with like different sort of tones, which was really cool. And I've never seen anything like this. It really does look good. It just gives that real sort of misty, dark, sleepy hollow kind of feel to pictures. And I really want to work with this stuff in the future and put it into a picture. So I think that I have a pretty good idea of a video coming up that I want to do with these particular paints. I just really enjoyed them. They're cool. Like I if you get an opportunity to try these, definitely got to have these in your art repertoire, because they are a very interesting and very different kind of medium to have. I definitely struggled with this one, like I do with most of the Scrawlrboxes, because I'm not used to the art supply and I haven't sort of sat down and really nutted out how to use it. I just jump in. But this particular pencil, this dark one, I look how small it ended up being, and it kept breaking. And I show you all the leads that I just kept sharpening it, and it kept breaking until it ended up this small. That was a little bit disappointing. The other one was fine, had no dramas, but I'd say this one must have been through the ringer because the whole leads were just broken right up until this point where I finally was able to find a happy medium with this pencil. So then I used the eraser to do like a sun sort of peering through the tree effect, which I really reckon that it really brought this piece together. I really loved that element. And then I used the eraser to do a few little bits of pieces of highlights here and there. And then I finished it off with a white gel pen just to really highlight some of the areas where there could be some light, you know, coming through and shining onto her. So yeah, this was an interesting medium to use, as I've said, and I really enjoyed this piece. I got lead all over the other side of my hand, and yeah, there's some peel porn for you. Everyone loves some peel porn, so there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want your own Scrawlrbox, I will have a link below. Not sponsored, I buy these myself. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.